fascinated in how the kind of histories that Menang people are connected to today are often obscured in archives and museums. How can we make them more present? I'm Professor Tiffany Shellam. I'm a historian at Deakin University and I am leading the Entangled Knowledges project. The Entangled Knowledges project came together to unpack this dispersed collection of historical fish sketches, Menang cultural material and dried fish specimens that are held in distinct locations across museums in the UK with the guidance of and governance of the Menang Noongar community. So the goal, I guess, was to reframe this scientific collection in a kind of cultural way, to see it as a richly cultural collection rather than just a science collection.
The exhibition we've got here at the Museum of the Great Southern in Albany, Kalyagul, is really based on an Entangled Knowledges project. And it all started off really looking at the Robert Neal fish collection. And Robert Neal was active in Albany in the 1800s. He worked closely with Menang people who would collect specimens of fish for him, and he would illustrate them.
My name is Shona Coyne. I'm a Menang yoga and the lead curator of the Kalyagul exhibition. When we first had these visitors to our shores, they were welcomed and supported. We helped show them where water sources were and food. We exchanged language and tools, but actually over time, that soon became extraction. Extraction of knowledge, extraction of resources, and then eradication of our people.
One aspect of the project has been the revitalisation of knowledge and cultural practices that the collection reflects. We've made kangaroo skin cloaks, a beautiful buka, and we've made emu feathered ornaments that we've located in the Robert Neal collection. Seeing the kind of engagement that Menang people have had with the really old ancient objects in museum collections, studying them closely, working out how they were made and pieced together, and then bringing that knowledge back to families has been so moving.
My cousin, Larry Bites, who is a craftsman, a toolmaker, was reviewing and looking closely at one of the fishing spears that we found in their collection.
Just from looking at some of these fish spears in Paris, I noticed that the tips of these sharp points actually had a bit more of a groove taken out, so that when a little wooden barb was resined onto the top of that, just by having that little extra taken out of the wood, it actually made the barb sit up a little bit higher as well. So they're just little things to some people, but for me they were quite amazing.
The other point that we really wanted to focus on in the project was developing what we've called the Cardigan model or the knowledge model. The idea behind the Cardigan model was really to work out a way of how to work together, because we have on our team Menang knowledge holders, we have historians who work at universities, and we have scientists and curators who work in museums and in natural science collections, all bringing their own kind of diverse knowledge systems to play in this project. The research is important, really important for the Menang community today, because there has been so much that's been taken from this country. So the return of that knowledge is really vital, particularly in 2026. It's the year of the bicentenary of colonisation in Albany, and to have this knowledge returned and to be revitalised by community is really the core of the work that we are doing.
I think we're in that stage where it's no us and them, it's all of us together. And this exhibition really highlights that. These are all things that I can now pass on.